this video, we're going to talk about 12 totally sweet tips on how to get cheap car insurance. Now let's start with the popular discounts. First, Safe Drivers. Now Safe Drivers cost everybody less, and at Allstate they actually will pay a lot less. Safe Drivers can save 45% or more on car insurance. Early signing. You don't have to wait until your policy expires to switch auto insurance companies. If you switch today, you'll get another 10% discount on auto insurance, and Allstate can even do the switching for you. The next one is Good Student. A single full-time student under 25 can save up to 20% just by getting good grades. New Car. If you're driving a new car, now's the perfect time to switch because you could save up to 30% on your car insurance. Deductible rewards. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up, then an additional $100 every year you go without an accident. A resident student, if you have a child at school that's at least 100 miles away, you can get up to 30% off your premium. And 55 and retired, save up to 10% if you're at least 55 and retired. Pretty simple. Now let's look at vehicle equipment discounts offered by Allstate. Passive restraint. You can save up to 30% if your car came from the factory with airbags and motorized seatbelts. Anti-lock brakes. If your car's equipped with anti-lock brakes, you get another 10% discount. Anti-theft devices. If your car is equipped with an anti-theft device, you can save up to 10% on your premium. And lastly, you can bundle policies to save. First of all, the multiple policies, you can save an extra 10% on your auto insurance just by insuring your home or apartment with Allstate as well. And with Auto Life discount, this is called Allstate Auto /Life discount. If you buy any life policy from Allstate, they'll actually give you a discount on your Allstate auto insurance. All 12 of these are actually offered by Allstate. So you can give them a call at 888-600-7660 and find out more about all these great discounts on auto insurance coverage.
Getting the right car insurance is a bit more involved than finding the lowest price. It's important that you get the right coverage for your situation. And first, you need to understand what's available. There are 5 main categories or types of auto insurance coverage. Let's go through them. Liability coverage is the most common because almost every state requires you to carry some minimum amount in order to drive legally. Liability coverage pays for the damage you cause in an accident when you are at fault. Specifically, liability coverage will pay for bodily injuries and property damage of others. Remember that liability insurance does not cover any of your damages. It protects others from damage you cause and also protects you financially. Without it, you could be on the hook for the entire cost of an accident out of pocket. Collision coverage is the second most common type of car insurance coverage. It will pay for damages to your car from an accident, even if you were at fault. As the name implies, collision coverage pays for damage incurred when you're driving and collide with another object. Note, losses from non-crash stuff like theft or weather damage are not covered by your collision insurance. For those things, you'll need something called comprehensive coverage. Comprehensive coverage kicks in to cover losses that are totally out of your control. Like collision coverage, comprehensive coverage is optional. It will protect you from losses due to fire, vandalism, theft, hitting an animal, or damage caused by certain natural disasters. But comprehensive coverage won't cover everything. For example, most policies will not cover damage due to freezing, even though it's weather-related. Comprehensive coverage usually doesn't cover breakdowns either. You should find out what is excluded before purchasing. Comprehensive coverage is often more attractive to drivers of a new or expensive vehicle. Some lenders may even require comprehensive coverage as a condition of financing your vehicle. To recap, we've gone over liability insurance, which covers damage you do to others, collision insurance, which covers crash-related damages to your car, and comprehensive insurance, which covers certain unpredictable damages to your car. But what about injuries suffered by you or your passengers? If you weren't at fault, the other driver's liability coverage should pay for your damages, but you can purchase your own medical coverage for additional protection. Medical coverage is usually optional, but certain no-fault states will require you to buy a form of it called personal injury protection. Personal injury protection is also known as no-fault insurance because, like medical coverage, it will pay the costs of treating your injuries regardless of who was at fault in an accident. Finally, uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage will protect you against the risk of being hit by an uninsured or underinsured driver. It's estimated that almost 15% of American drivers do not carry the legal minimum amount of car insurance as required by their state. If you are hit by one of these people, you won't be able to collect from a liability policy they don't have. Uninsured motorist coverage will pay for your medical expenses and lost wages. Many states now require uninsured motorist coverage for bodily injury, but you might have the option to purchase it for property damage as well. Underinsured coverage kicks in when you're hit and your damages and expenses exceed the limits of the at-fault driver's liability coverage. When you're shopping for an auto insurance policy, make sure you know exactly what you're getting and why. Find out what is covered, what is excluded, what you need to stay legal, and what you need to stay protected financially.
Sometimes you need a break from the daily grind. So you hop on a plane to paradise where all your worries set sail with the wind. There's just one small problem. You need a way to travel around. Thankfully, you can rent a car. But what about hurricanes, car thieves, and other drivers? Thankfully, you can get rental car insurance too. When you approach the rental car counter, the clerk will offer you rental car insurance. Before you waste any cash buying coverage, here's what you need to know. You may already have coverage. The rental car clerk will present you with the choice to buy a loss and damage waiver, which is a type of insurance covering loss and damage to your rental car. Without this coverage, you assume costs if the car is stolen, totaled, or damaged. If you're already a car owner, your primary auto insurance policy may include this type of collision insurance for your rental car. Let's assume you have collision insurance through your existing auto policy, but your deductible is high. Your credit card company may offer supplemental or secondary protection. There are a couple of caveats though. First, to take advantage of credit card coverage, you must pay your rental car bill with the card offering the coverage. For example, your American Express card may offer insurance for your rental car, yet you pay your rental car bill with your Discover card. In this scenario, you are not covered. Also, your coverage may be restricted. Your credit card rental insurance policy may not cover luxury cars or cars rented in Australia, for instance. Double check that your credit card policy covers your travel needs. With credit card coverage, you usually get collision, damage, and theft only, but nothing more. In the case of injury or damage to property to yourself or someone else, you will need additional protection, such as medical coverage or liability insurance, which is insurance that covers you if you injure someone else or damage their property. So check your personal auto insurance policy and credit card coverage, or call your insurance agent to ensure you have all the coverage you need. Sometimes your health insurance offers medical coverage in case of an accident, and renters or homeowners insurance covers your personal effects kept in the rental car. Read those policies too before you buy any additional insurance at the rental car counter. You can also buy third-party coverage. Say your basic American Express coverage isn't quite ideal. You can opt for third-party coverage through their premium car rental protection program. Third-party coverage allows you to bypass your primary insurance company, saving you money on your monthly premiums. There are multiple carriers that offer this type of coverage. Through American Express Premium, for instance, you pay a flat rate of $24.95, which covers you for theft and damage, accidental death and dismemberment, excess medical, and excess personal property coverage. If you back into a palm tree, there's no deductible either. All your out-of-pocket expenses wrapped up in the flat rate, assuming you stay below the $100,000 damage threshold. Okay, so now you have collision through your personal auto policy, supplemental through your credit card company, and you can buy additional coverage through a third-party plan. Do you still need coverage? That's up to you. Third-party coverage allows you to bypass your primary auto and basic credit card coverage, but it does not always offer liability protection. If you want to be fully covered, opt for liability insurance. You may choose liability coverage offered at the rental car counter, but shop for liability coverage before you take off. After all, you're in paradise for your peace of mind, not to make critical shopping decisions before you even leave the airport.